There was a time I thought I understood people. I thought if someone hurt me, they were cruel. If they lied, they were bad. If they pulled away, it was personal. I labeled, blamed, defended. Then one conversation shifted everything. It wasn't loud or dramatic. There was no breakthrough moment. Just two people, sitting quietly in a coffee shop, talking about life, pain, and why we act the way we do. And in that space, something broke open inside me. They said, most people are not trying to hurt you. They're trying to protect themselves. That one line stayed with me. It echoed louder than all the justifications I'd built up over the years. I kept thinking about how often I took things personally. How often I saw people's actions as a reflection of me, instead of a mirror of their own fears, trauma, and defenses. The more I listened to people, really listened, the more I saw that beneath the surface, most of us are scared. Scared of being seen. Scared of being misunderstood. Scared of being too much, or not enough. Scared of needing others, yet terrified of being left. And because of that fear, we armor up. Some of us shut down. Some of us lash out. Some of us disappear altogether, emotionally, mentally, physically. But behind it all, there's often a simple truth: we're trying to stay safe in a world that hasn't always been kind. That conversation taught me something else, too. People don't always know why they do what they do. They're acting from patterns. Wounds. Stories they've carried for years without questioning. Someone who pushes love away might not be cold, they might be terrified of abandonment. Someone who avoids conflict might not be dishonest, they might associate honesty with danger. Someone who's always trying to prove themselves might not be arrogant, they might be begging silently to feel worthy. It doesn't excuse the behavior. But it does explain it. And explanations can create space for compassion. I began to realize, everyone is fighting a battle I can't see. Not just the obvious ones, grief, illness, trauma. But the quiet ones, self-doubt, shame, fear of failure, loneliness inside a crowd. We look at someone's face and make a judgment. But we don't see the night they cried themselves to sleep. The rejection they're still carrying. The apology they never received. The words they needed to hear and never did. And yet we expect people to act like their past didn't shape them. We expect emotional fluency from those who were never taught the language. We expect vulnerability from those who only know survival. We expect maturity from those who grew up raising themselves. But here's the thing I now believe deeply: most people are doing the best they can, with the awareness they have, and the pain they carry. And that belief changed everything. It made me softer, without becoming naive. More discerning, without being judgmental. More open, without losing boundaries. I stopped asking, why are they like this? And started asking, what might they be carrying? One conversation did that. And it didn't come from a guru, a therapist, or a book. It came from a friend, quietly observing human nature, without trying to fix it. They said, when someone disappoints you, pause before reacting. Try asking what pain might be driving them. I started doing that. And suddenly, the world shifted. That rude stranger in traffic? Maybe he just lost someone. That cold coworker? Maybe no one's ever asked how she really feels. That emotionally distant parent? Maybe their love was shaped by silence, not affection. Again, this doesn't mean accepting mistreatment. But it does mean understanding that not everything is about you. That realization felt like relief. Because when you stop taking things personally, you stop carrying weight that was never yours. It's like setting down a heavy bag you didn't realize you were holding. You stop overthinking every look, every text, every silence. You stop turning others' actions into stories about your worth. You start living lighter. Clearer. Freer. Here's what else I learned. People often love in the way they know, not in the way we need. Some express care through fixing things. Some through teasing. Some through distance, because closeness feels vulnerable. And while that love may not land the way we want, recognizing its intention can soften resentment. Sometimes, "Are you okay?" sounds like "eat something." Sometimes, "I love you" hides behind "drive safe." It's imperfect. But it's still love, in translation. I also learned that not everyone will understand you. And that's okay. You are not required to explain your softness to the hardened. Your boundaries to the boundaryless. Your healing to the unhealed. Some will never get it. And that doesn't make you wrong, it just means you're growing in a different direction. That conversation made me stop trying to be understood by everyone. Instead, I began choosing to understand myself, and surround myself with those who spoke that same emotional language. But the biggest shift? I became more gentle with me. Because I, too, had lashed out when scared. I had gone quiet when overwhelmed. I had failed to show up fully when I didn't yet know how. Seeing people with more grace helped me offer the same to the person I saw in the mirror. We're all just trying to make sense of life with the tools we've been given. Some of us were handed trauma, silence, or chaos. Others were taught to smile through the pain. Some were never taught to feel at all. But we're learning. Slowly. Stumbling. Growing. And when you start seeing people through that lens, not as problems to solve, but as stories unfolding, it changes your relationships. It deepens your patience. It softens your expectations. It helps you hold space, instead of control. The one conversation that changed how I see people wasn't about fixing others. It was about letting go of the idea that others exist to meet our needs. It reminded me that love is not control. That understanding isn't always agreement. That compassion doesn't require contact. And that most healing begins when you choose curiosity over conclusion. So next time someone acts in a way that confuses you, try asking not, what's wrong with them? But, what might they have gone through? And when you don't get an answer, choose grace anyway. Because someone, somewhere, might be looking at you and wondering the same thing. And you'll hope they choose it, too.